Hi, my name's Miss Abigail Salas, and I am the GT geometry teacher for freshmen, and I'm also the honors geometry teacher. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in San Antonio, and I went to a small junior college and I on a basketball scholarship, Hill College, just north of Waco. And then I decided to go to Southwest Texas State University and get my math degree. This is my 20th year teaching. Out of those 20 years, I did 16 of those coaching. I coached softball, basketball, volleyball. I coached a little bit of everything. Um, and those are some of my best years because old sports have always been a part of my life. Our family's a big sports family. My husband's a head football coach over at Northside for the Harlan Hawks, and I'm excited because they get to scrimmage our Johnson Jags on Saturday. So I'll be going to that scrimmage. My daughter, who's 15 years old, is a sophomore at Johnson. She's a runner, and she plays softball, so everybody's involved. My kids play, my younger kids, and they all go to NEISD schools. My 8-year-old son is at Roan Forest, and Ava is at the preschool program at Bulverde Creek. I did open up Johnson, so that's one thing that's been exciting. So I've been there since year one, and it's been 12 years, and it's fun seeing Johnson grow. So just some expectations. Um, Obviously, the rigor is going to be a little upscaled for my GT classes. I try to reach all levels because at some years it's just outstanding, and I need to be able to challenge the different kids. And so we're going to have more complex questioning and discourse. We are, um, going to have high expectations for skill attainment, so that way they can be ready for all the AP courses that are going to be in their future. It's definitely going to be a little bit faster pace than on level geometry. One thing that we do a little bit more in GT is we'll have some more projects scattered throughout the school year. It is a little different with this distance learning right now, so when we get back to school, things will be a little bit different once we get all back to our normal classroom procedures. The grading policy, the way you earn your geometry average for GT is 10% is going to be for the homework, quizzes 30%, and tests are 60%. So yes, 90% of your grade comes um, from assessments. A couple of Zoom expectations, which I mean, it's been great all this year. I have great kids. The courtesy that they have on Zoom is just great. They're very respectful. Um, but just, a few reminders, always log on early, keep your video on, keep muted until, I ask you a question. And if you ever, so I've been telling the kids, if they have a question, they can unmute themselves and ask me. I have no problem with it. Everybody, like I said, has been real respectful on Zoom. Raise your hand. I'll try to get a hold of you. And also feel free to chat me privately. So the main website that we use is Google Classroom. I have everything in there. That's the main place to go. So this is a screenshot of the classwork right here, the classwork tab, and then you also have the stream. And so I'll go through that here in a second, but this is just, like I said, a screenshot of the main things. They'll do a warm-up daily. There's one there every day. There's a big section of course information with Zoom links and Schoology. There's a retaking a test there, and then there's the unit calendars. Okay, so I will click on those as we go through. Here's a retaking a test and quiz. Because the test and quizzes are 90% of their grade, if they do happen to fail a test or quiz, then you can always retake it. So here's some requirements that you will need to follow if you make between a 65 and a 69 or a 64 or lower. and you have about 2 weeks to get it done. And then these are links right here of this one is a video of how to go through your test and look at your answers and view it. And then it shows which ones you got wrong once we release the test, once I release the test. And then this is the Google form that you'll fill out to request to retake a test, okay, or quiz. Remember, you can do both. I know there are some classes that don't allow you to retake quizzes, but in geometry you can. And then here's what the unit calendar looks like. And like I said, I'll go through that, but everything is linked here. This is the main place that you want to visit frequently. This has everything linked. If you click on that notes video, it's a YouTube video of me going over the notes. There's a blank notes page to print out, so that way you can follow along easily on there. And then there's also a completed notes just to look at if you are absent or you need to go back and reread the notes. There's the link to print out the homework right here, and that's where you will turn in your homework after we grade it. Okay, so let me go back and kind of go through Google Classroom. So here's the main page. It starts off in the stream, and so you can see that I'll send the students messages. And what I really highly advise is that you have them turn on notifications so they don't miss any of these messages. It'll send them an email right away. And that's just me giving them important messages right here that kind of just come up. And so they need to know this right here. It'll also state like when I release the test. So like back on September 7th, I released their quiz score. And then I said follow and retake the retake guidelines if you need to retake it. And then I also had talked about how they could, you know, have a second chance at it. So these are just real important. And if they need to send me a message, they click on this, they can actually just click on me only. Right here, this tab right here, classwork, is where they really find everything. So here's the warm up that they'll click on. Here's the Zoom links. Here's some Schoology information here that they can click on how to take a test, but everybody's pretty familiar with it by now. Here's the tutoring Zoom links. Here's the syllabus, and then here's just some extra copies that I offered to put on their notebook. Here's how you retake a test. Again, it was like that same screenshot that I showed you, but if you click on these links right here, it'll take you to these forms on how to do that. Here's the unit calendar. So we already finished unit 1. We're on currently unit 2. And so when they click on this, it takes them to the calendar. And like I said, all of these are linked. So like when you hover over these right here, you can click on that link right there and it takes you to that. And then there's a video right here. That's a YouTube video, so it's easy access from the phone or wherever. And when you click on this, they can print out, that's the homework. And then there's due dates right here, and it even says when we're actually going to grade this. Okay, so that is the Google Classroom. If you scroll down, there's some old warm-ups here in case they miss them because they are supposed to keep up with these in the back of their notebook. And so, yes, that's pretty much it on Google Classroom. One thing that I do want to visit, this is how we test because I know every class is different. If you go to courses, this is Schoology.com, by the way. If you go to courses and they click on their course, when they do that, when they open it, they'll see a test folder. They'll see a quiz folder, and then they'll see a folder that says retakes, okay, test and quiz retakes. And so if they click on those, and then it shows like, so we've already taken 2 tests. I don't have this as just a practice one. And so they've already taken that. So when I go to, for instance, my second period, and you click on this, they have 2 tests in there, okay? And it's only open at a certain time. And so they'll have to do it within that time frame. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of, you know, toggle through that a little bit. Here's my schedule. I have conference first period. I have a couple of GT classes and then an honors class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, I have 2 GT two honors classes and one GT. Okay, and like I said, there's tutoring every morning at 9 and every afternoon at 3:30, except for Fridays. But if they can be arranged if it's really important. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your child's teacher. Thank you for sharing them with me. I hope to teach them plenty this year, and I'm excited for the school year to start. I know it's been a rough one, but I'm super excited to get back to normal. This is my email if you ever need to email me at any time. I appreciate all feedback. Thank you.